Well, California's strong here at the DNC, especially from the Bay Area. And I had a chance to speak to one East Bay woman who says this has been a long time coming to finally see a woman from her hometown with a chance to become the President of the United States.
This is historic.
It is like our Super Bowl. It is like, isn't it, Janny? It is like our Super Bowl.
For Kath Delaney, a morning spent surrounded by her fellow Bay Area delegates.
It's incredible. It's like being home.
President of the United States, and she is from California.
And a day of appreciation for her party, where she says it feels like she has been preparing for this convention her entire life.
But people are so excited because the Bay Area delegation, many of us have known the vice president for so long or have worked with her or worked, in one of her offices. And so everyone's just thrilled.
Delaney's journey as a volunteer, an organizer, and advocate for the party began more than 40 years ago.
This is an inaugural pin from the inauguration
where she worked on the campaigns in the 90s for Clinton and Gore, and even Hillary Clinton in 2016.
Secretary Clinton, she was a more complex candidate.
But she believes the years of dedication were meant for this moment to see a Bay Area native potentially rise to the White House.
It is phenomenal to think about. I'm sitting here at my desk in Albany, California, and she grew up 10 minutes from here, and she went to elementary school that is about a 10-minute walk from here. And to think that Kamala Harris is going to be the next president of the United States is a dream come true.
A dream come true for Kath Delaney to see Kamala Harris accept the party's nomination.
I'm just so proud. I'm so proud that the country is able to see what I've seen for so long. Her warmth, her brilliance, her commitment, her long commitment to public service. So for me, it's just an honor.
An honor to be part of the campaign, an honor to represent the East Bay at the DNC, an honor to hopefully witness history.
So tonight is just day one of the DNC, and of course the big night will happen on Thursday, the final night, when Kamala Harris indeed officially accepts the nomination to run for president for the Democratic Party.
Harris grew up in Berkeley, and those Bay Area roots were highlighted today at the DNC. Our Ryan Yamamoto heard from one local delegate who lived just a few blocks away from her and is now hoping to see Harris take the White House. Hello, Ryan.
Hey, Jules, how you doing? Well, tonight was supposed to be about President Joe Biden officially passing the torch to Kamala Harris, and also for the party to say thank you to the president. And while that all did happen, the biggest surprise and the biggest moment of the night was a special appearance by Kamala Harris. Call it a shock, call it a surprise. It was the moment of day one at the Democratic National Convention.
This November, we will come together and declare with one voice, as one people, we are moving forward.
Kamala Harris making a surprise appearance as the delegates on the floor of the United Center literally lost their minds, including San Francisco native and California State Controller Malia Cohen.
Electrifying. I had no idea she was going to be coming out. So it was so amazing to come out. And I think it speaks to who she is, right? Opening up the ceremony, opening up this entire week saying thank you to Joe. This is Joe Biden's night. And to have her come out, I mean, just a classy lady, a classy move.
Longtime delegate and volunteer Kath Delaney from the East Bay, and who lives only 10 minutes from where Kamala grew up in the Bay Area. It was a treat to see the vice president.
It was thrilling. I mean, did you hear the hall? I mean, I'd never heard anything like it. I mean, there's so much joy and excitement and momentum and purpose, and people are very, very focused to go home and work.
But while Kamala Harris's appearance was the shock of day one, the night still belonged to Joe Biden. A moment of gratitude from the party to the president.
I would say thank you very much. I think that what he did was a heroic effort, just stepping aside and recognizing that the time was calling for a different leader and being humble enough to do that.
So, an early appearance by Kamala Harris, but of course, the big night will happen on Thursday when she officially accepts the party's nomination. But I'll tell you what, Jules, we had no idea Kamala Harris was going to take the stage. In fact, we were wrapping up our live shots at 6 o'clock when all of a sudden we just heard this roar coming from United Center. We look out, and there she was, mic in hand, addressing the crowd, and this crowd was going absolutely nuts.
I bet. You read my thoughts because we just finished up a live shot with you at 6 o'clock. And then minutes later, I heard a producer tell me in my ear, Kamala Harris is taking the stage. And I thought, wait a second, doesn't that come on Thursday? So huge surprise to the media also, who usually has a little hint of what the schedule will be.
Absolutely no one knew.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Well, we'll keep our heads up for Tuesday and Wednesday as well. So, Ryan, I'm glad it's quiet now, but get ready for another day and appreciate your reporting. Thank you so much.
Let's get out right away to Ryan Yamamoto burning the post-midnight oil in Chicago. Ryan, it was a big night spotlighting some of the brightest stars that the Democratic Party has to offer.
Well, it definitely was a party here on night 2 of the DNC. And for many of them, the thought of having a woman and a woman of color just one step from the White House has delegates from the Bay Area, including the city of Oakland, pitching themselves. I caught up to one woman who told me and shared to me why it's so important for her and for so many others to have someone who looks like them as the President of the United States.
To see and hear from Kamala Harris on day 1 of the DNC. For Shay Franco-Clausen, it was an emotional experience.
I was crying, I was grabbing everyone because it's very emotional and very personal to me. My grandmother, my great-grandmother, and my great-grandmother were slaves. To see that there's a black woman that's going to be the President of the United States is the reason I'm here. Is their legacy work. I'm here because of their legacy.
The moment, music to the ears for this Oakland native to see another Oakland native on the biggest of political stages.
So that's what Oakland means to me. I think it's the mecca and the center of blackness and a unity that brings in every culture.
Shay is a DJ by night, but during the day she trades her mixer for a keyboard. For since 2008, she's been a volunteer for the Democratic Party, a 2-time delegate organizing and advocating for the LGBTQ community and women of color.
Black women can do anything, and there's no one that can tell us that we can't.
Already prophesizing Kamala Harris's rise to the White House, Shay booking her flight and hotel to watch the inauguration in January as a gift to herself.
And for my birthday, I would love to be there to see the first black woman, step into this position as the, President of the United States.
But for Shay's prediction to come true, she knows the real work will begin after Kamala Harris officially accepts the nomination on Thursday.
Just remembering that we're Democrats. We can get this done together.
Coming together to will the momentum from Chicago to the rest of the nation until November. For Harini Krishna, the Democratic National Convention is all about soaking in the moment.
I feel like hope is back. I feel like joy is back.
The joy coming from witnessing history in the making. Potentially see Kamala Harris, who is both black and Indian, become the President of the United States.
What does it mean to you to see a South Asian woman this close to the White House?
You're gonna make me cry. I have waited 6 years. From the first moment I met her, I knew that this is a leader who leads with empathy. This is somebody who looks like me. This is somebody who gives my daughters hope that they too can aspire to the highest office.
Harini's journey to support Kamala Harris began long before this presidential run.
Came out so beautifully, look at that.
Where she began rolling out the support by organizing the South Asian community in the Bay Area, California and now across the country.
There's a lot of excitement and energy going into convention, knowing that we're going to see her on the cusp of history. But there's also this awareness that we need to keep doing our work to make this dream a reality.
Where weeks before the DNC,
This is going to be my style at convention. I'm ready.
I like it.
she was already preparing for the convention and what lies ahead in November.
She will become our first South Asian woman president.
Where every appearance by Kamala Harris has been a moment for Harini, with the biggest moment still to come.
This means the world, and I'm emotional, I'm overwhelmed. I know I'm gonna be a ball of nerves on Thursday, and I know when she accepts that nomination, I know the tears are gonna come out.
Tears of joy, tears of happiness, tears coming from the hard work to see someone who looks like her rise on the nation's biggest political stage.
Supporting while wearing some cool shades. Meanwhile, on the Republican side, former President Donald Trump and running mate J.D. Vance continuing campaigning across key swing states. Today, Trump will hold an event focusing on immigration in Arizona. Yesterday, he held his first outdoor rally since the attempt on his life. That was last month, this time behind bulletproof glass. And remember, stick with CBS News Bay Area for the final night of the DNC, including complete live coverage when Vice President Harris takes the stage, officially accepting her party's nomination.
A Minnesota takeover in Chicago on day 3 of the Democratic National Convention. Governor Tim Walz, running mate of Kamala Harris, addressing the party, addressing America.
That family down the road, they may not think like you do. They may not pray like you do. They may not love like you do. But they're your neighbors. And you look out for them, and they look out for you.
A chance for California delegates like Annalisa Swan to see and hear the governor in person for the very first time.
I think he's just so down to earth. He's like everybody's dad. He's like everybody's coach. He reminds me of the coach I had in high school.
You're in Duluth there.
No surprise for Lee Cutler.
It's Tim Walz' stage tonight.
He wants America to know what Minnesotans have known for years, calling Walz the perfect person to join Harris on the Democratic ticket.
You get two individuals who truly care about the country coming together. They might have different styles, but they just meld well together. I think you've seen just the friendship they already have that's been blossoming, so it's really exciting.
Former San Francisco Supervisor David Campos agrees, calling the pair a perfect match.
It works because they're authentic. It's the authenticity, and it's an authenticity that recognizes the gravity of the times, you know, that we have so much at stake.
Because at stake more than just the White House. Day 3 belonging to Tim Walz. Day 4, Kamala Harris will get to make her case to America. And for many delegates, it's an opportunity to witness potential history.
Absolutely is. She's going to shatter the glass ceiling. Not just break it, but shatter it.
Hi, thanks so much for watching. To view more content like this, we've selected some videos that we think you'll enjoy. And don't forget to like or click that button here on the bottom left of your screen to subscribe.